super excited to chat with you here at Ensemble. Really want to dive in because you're 4 weeks on the job.
Yes.
Let's talk about first what led you here and how have these first 4 weeks been?
Okay, so I was at a site network fair for a very long time, academic medical center before that, and one of my favorite things at my job was that I would bring together different departments so we weren't siloed. That is a very big problem, I think, in any company, is if you have silos. And then as I expanded, years later into the clinical research industry, I noticed that it wasn't just companies that are siloed, it's the whole industry in a lot of ways. So I was looking for how I could make a difference in bringing together the silos so we're not. So I was talking earlier today about we're all in this together, we're one ecosystem. And that's what I was looking for, was a job where I could figure that out. And I'm not sure I feel good about the use of the word job, actually. I don't consider it a job. I just want to connect people. So I met someone years ago on a board, and he defined himself as a connector. And that moment, I changed my life. It really did. I just was like, that's what I want to be. That's going to bring me meaning. That's going to bring meaning for other people. And that's what I saw with this job. And I really think it's quite brilliant that Advarra created it to bring sites and sponsors and other people together in the ecosystem. So that's what brought me I think it was not just my will and interest, but meeting with Gotti, our CEO, one-on-one, and just being superbly fond of his mission and why we're all in this together is to help improve the world through medicine, and not to forget that.
Gotti is awesome.
Yeah.
And, I saw you two kind of run into each other in the hallway, and it doesn't matter who it is. He's always just so happy to see people and
Yes.
greet them. What's it been like, obviously, again, only 4 weeks in, but what's it been like, working with him too?
Well, I would say that he's the initial reason I came here, because I am a little, they've been calling me a veteran in the industry, right? So I'm a little further along in my career, and I think at that point you get to know what moves you. And for me, it's the mission and it's the culture of the company. And if the CEO has a great culture, then everyone does, and it passes it along. And I'm used to working for a CEO I love, and that now I get to do that again. So it's been amazing, and I never say this, but I was right. But what I mean is, yes, he created that culture, or that culture came around, but everyone's been phenomenal, truly phenomenal.
And how's Ensemble been this year for you?
I'm having a lot of fun. I have to say that I was a little nervous coming in, because 4 weeks into the job, and I'm here and I'm actually doing things. I'm not just an attendee, but riding on the coattails of the people who planned it, because I did not plan it. But it's been amazing. Also meeting with old friends that I've known, and seeing them here in a different context than I've seen them before, and meeting new people. And maybe I've been friends with them on LinkedIn for a really long time, and now I get to know them. So I've been actually, I'm thrilled. It's the afternoon of day 2, and I think my nervousness has subsided, and it feels more like family now, which is really quick for it to happen, which speaks to the culture again.
Well, it's cool though, in those early days at a new job, you kind of have that card though, that it's if there ever is something that you're
Right.
unsure of, ask me in a couple weeks, right? And
Correct.
no one blames you because you've only been there for a couple
Right.
weeks. Talk about kind of getting thrown into the fire. You're here for a couple weeks, you're at the event, you've been speaking, you've met with all these people, but it's kind of the equivalent, how they do, how they teach some kids to swim, right? They push them right in the pool, and they're like, you have to swim now. So it's really cool to see how well you've handled it, and
Thank you.
you're really great to talk with. What are some of the things? Let's talk about year ahead for Advarra that you can share. What are some of the things you're really looking forward to in this new role, and in regards to what the company is working towards?
So I know what the company is working towards, at least as much as, someone newer does. I think that within the next year, I have the work to do to conceptualize what my job is, right? But how we're going to bring people together. And what I've noticed really quickly was that because I came from the site portion, I could reach out to a lot of sites and get their impact. If I want to bring sites and sponsors together, I can contact sites. But if I want to reach out to sponsors, I actually don't know who to contact, which is kind of crazy to me. So I am reaching out to people and trying to say, like, can you help me? No, but to show how siloed that is, that I could have this experience and not know even who to talk to. So I need to figure out how to break that down immediately. And it's, it's agnostic of what Advarra does. It's a much bigger mission, I think, that Gotti has and that I have.
Thanks so much for chatting with me here today.
Of course, always a pleasure.